every leprechaun.
6 drops of the essence of terror, 5 drops of sinister sauce. Hello, Dad. What have I done? I'm Milton, your brand new son.
Danger is my business.
Isn't it so sad that some of the most brilliant cartoons vanished so quickly? The 1960s were packed with exciting heroes, magical worlds, and creative stories. But not every show had a long run. What happened to those one-season wonders? Were they ahead of their time, or just unlucky? Welcome to Days Gone By, as we shine a light on some animated gems that have faded from our screens, but left an indelible mark on the hearts of those who grew up watching them.
Super President will be back with another adventure, so stay tuned in.
You could follow superheroes not just in comic books, but in some truly bizarre animated adventures. That's exactly what the late 1960s cartoon Super President delivered. The show featured President James Norcross, who fought villains and natural disasters while doubling as the leader of the free world. His powers came from a cosmic ray storm, allowing him to transform into substances like steel, granite, or even ozone. Yes, ozone. Each episode felt like stepping into a campy fever dream of Cold War-era imagination. Super President also had some high-tech flair, with an amphibious rocket car called the Omni Car and a secret White House lair. The show's animation legends like Paul Frees and June Foray brought the characters to life, adding gravitas to its eccentric concept. But despite its creative ambition, Super President only aired 30 episodes, disappearing almost as quickly as it arrived. Some say the increasingly sophisticated superhero landscape made its campy tone feel outdated. Others think the absurdity of the premise limited its appeal, even in the anything goes 1960s. Still, the short-lived series remains a quirky piece of animation history for fans who cherish its bold and unapologetic weirdness. The animated series The Beagles brought the famous band to life in fun and colorful adventures. The show featured cartoon versions of John, Paul, George, and Ringo, as they got into all kinds of mischief while performing their famous songs. Each episode was like stepping into a bright and cheerful musical world, showing the band's humor and charm. With only 39 episodes made in 3 seasons, it became a favorite for younger fans who wanted more of the Beatles. However, the series ended quickly. Some say it was because the Beatles started making more serious and experimental music that didn't match the lighthearted feel of the cartoon. Others believe that TV tastes were changing in the 1960s, and the simple style of the show didn't fit anymore. The Beatles themselves weren't very impressed with the cartoon, but they later admitted it had its own charm. Even though the series was short, it remains a special memory for fans.
We found the prize of every leprechaun.
In the vintage cartoon season, the New Adventures of Huckleberry Finn stood out as a unique fusion of animation and live action. The series brought Mark Twain's iconic characters, Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, and Becky Thatcher, into colorful animated realms, with the trio embarking on daring adventures through Wild West towns, mystical forests, and more. The show was innovative, blending live-action sequences with vibrant animation, making it feel like a journey across different realities. Despite its creativity and the charm of its beloved characters, the series struggled with competition from other popular Sunday evening shows, like Lassie and Gentle Ben. The innovative format, while ahead of its time, may not have resonated with younger audiences, and the series faced challenges with viewership. It only lasted for 1 season with 20 episodes, yet it left behind a nostalgic legacy that still appeals to fans who appreciate its adventurous spirit and blending of classic storytelling with modern animation techniques.
Good King Leonardo and his enemy.
Lions have long been a favorite in children's entertainment, and one of the most memorable animated series featuring this majestic animal was King Leonardo and his short subjects. The show introduced viewers to King Leonardo, a bumbling lion ruler of the fictional Bongo Congo, and his sidekick Odi Koloni, a skunk. Together, they battled villains like Biggie Rat, who was always scheming to take over the throne. The series was a unique mix of humor and adventure, capturing the essence of fun with segments like Tutor Turtle and The Hunter. Despite its charm, the show only lasted for 4 years, with several factors contributing to its decline. The audience's tastes were shifting by the mid-1960s, as children's television began embracing more modern animation techniques and storytelling approaches. This change in viewer preferences, combined with the instability caused by the show's transition from NBC to CBS, led to a drop in popularity. The growing competition from newer animated shows and sponsorship issues, particularly from General Mills, also played a role in the show's eventual cancellation in December 1964. Even though it didn't have a long run, King Leonardo and his short subjects remains a beloved classic, offering a lighthearted take on a regal lion's misadventures. Hoppity Hooper followed the adventures of a frog named Hoppity and his companions, Waldo P. Wigglesworth, a sly fox, and Fillmore Bear, a bumbling but lovable bear. Much like Rocky and Bullwinkle, the show featured whimsical plots and characters, often with pun-based titles and a narrator who broke the fourth wall. It was a lighthearted, low-budget animated series that kept the spirit of Ward's earlier work alive. Hoppity Hooper ran for 52 episodes, split into 104 segments, each featuring a 4-part story arc. Despite its creative storytelling, the show struggled with competition from newer children's programming and evolving tastes in animation. Sponsorship challenges also contributed to its untimely end. Though it only lasted 3 seasons, Hoppity Hooper is remembered as a fun and unique series that earned a loyal following for its offbeat humor and distinctive style.
Help! Stop! Save me! Help! No!
Created by Total Television, the show featured Tennessee, a wisecracking penguin, and his friend Chumley, a walrus, along with other characters like Yakety Yak and Baldy the Eagle. Set in the Megalopolis Zoo, the series combined humor and educational content, often featuring lessons on various subjects presented by Mr. Whoopi. The show became a hit with kids thanks to its catchy theme song and engaging storytelling, but it wasn't without its challenges. Though initially successful, Tennessee Tuxedo only lasted until 1966, with the changing landscape of children's television playing a role in its end. The world of Saturday morning cartoons was evolving, and by the time the series was rebranded in 1967 as the Beagles and Tennessee Tuxedo, its popularity had waned. Some say the shift in audience tastes along with network changes led to its end. Others believe that Total Television's focus on new projects and the changing dynamics of the 60s entertainment scene meant there wasn't room for the Penguin and his pals to thrive. Despite its short run, Tennessee Tuxedo continues to be a cherished piece of nostalgia for many. Imagine a teenager and his dog unlocking mystical powers at the flick of a wrist. That's the essence of Young Samson and Goliath, a dynamic Hanna-Barbera series. Samson, an ordinary boy, possessed magical golden bracelets that granted him incredible strength when activated. His dog, Goliath, also underwent a magical transformation, becoming a mighty lion, capable of fighting off any threat. Together they traveled the land, battling mad scientists, rogue robots, and ancient monsters, always defending the innocent. Each episode mixed high-stakes action with the unbreakable bond between the duo, making it a favorite for those who loved thrilling adventures. Despite the show's exciting premise and wide appeal, Young Samson and Goliath only lasted 1 season, producing 26 episodes. Some say the formula became too predictable, while others believe it simply struggled to stand out in an era packed with superhero cartoons. Regardless, the series remains cherished by those who admired its adventurous spirit and powerful duo. Though it didn't last, Young Samson and Goliath still holds a special place in animated history, combining heart-pounding action with the timeless theme of friendship.
Just 1 or 2 more, my dear, that's it.
Linus the Lionhearted, a 30-minute animated series on the surface, was a fun-filled jungle adventure, but at its core an elaborate marketing scheme for post-serials. The show featured Linus, a lovable lion who ruled over a crooky jungle inhabited by cereal box characters. This was essentially a showcase for various cereal mascots, including Sugar Bear, Claudius Crow, and Rory Raccoon. At its heart, Linus was the spokes lion for Heart of Oats, a cereal inspired by Cheerios. While it was undeniably a commercial for cereals, it was brought to life with an incredible voice cast, including sitcom legends like Carl Reiner, Ruth Buzzy, Jonathan Winters, Jerry Stiller, and Tom Poston. Aired from September 1964 to December 1965, Linus the Lionhearted ran for 2 seasons with 39 episodes. Initially created to promote General Foods cereals, the series soon gained popularity on its own with its engaging mix of comedic adventures and colorful characters. But like all great things, Linus the Lionhearted came to an end. The show's cancellation was due to a shift in broadcasting regulations. In 1969, the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, ruled the characters appearing in children's TV shows could no longer promote products within the same episode. This ruling led to the series' cancellation, though reruns continued until 1969. Despite its short-lived run, Linus the Lionhearted left a mark on pop culture. The Beagles was a charming yet short-lived animated series that came to life during the height of Beatlemania, blending music and humor in a way only the 1960s could. The show followed the musical misadventures of 2 dog characters, Stringer and Tubby, managed by the scheming Scottish terrier, Scotty. It was designed as a fun-filled musical romp, featuring 2 singing dogs navigating the ups and downs of the music industry. Each episode followed Stringer and Tubby as they got into hilarious situations, often orchestrated by their manager, Scotty. The series kept audiences on the edge of their seats, eager to see how the duo would wriggle out of their latest predicament. Despite the show's creative premise, it was short-lived, running for only 1 season on CBS and briefly for a 2nd season on ABC, before its cancellation in 1968. Several factors contributed to its untimely demise. The Beagles faced stiff competition, especially from the Beatles cartoon series, which aired on ABC at the same time and garnered more popularity. Production setbacks, including the death of an editor and the loss of crucial editing materials, further hindered the show's quality and consistency. Additionally, the show's humor and references, while appealing to some, didn't quite connect with the younger audience it aimed to attract. While it didn't capture the lasting success of other contemporaneous cartoons, the Beagles left behind a unique legacy. It even saw the release of an album, Here Comes the Beagles, capturing the essence of the show's musical spirit. Today, the Beagles remains a nostalgic reminder of a time when pop culture and animation collided. Imagine yourself unlocking a powerful genie by simply joining 2 halves of a magical ring. That's the captivating premise behind Shazam, a show that transported viewers into a mesmerizing world of magic, danger, and adventure. When teenagers Chuck and Nancy stumbled upon 2 halves of a mysterious ring in the desert, they unknowingly set the stage for an incredible journey. As they combined the halves, they summoned Shazam, a towering, kind-hearted genie with vast powers. With Shazam's help, the siblings embark on a thrilling quest across a mystical Arabian landscape, battling evil sorcerers, mythical creatures, and treacherous traps. With each challenge, they rely on their wit, courage, and Shazam's magical abilities to overcome the odds. The show, with its vibrant animation, exotic setting, and high-stakes adventures, quickly captivated audiences, making it a standout in the crowded landscape of 1960s cartoons. Despite its rich storytelling potential and a unique premise, Shazam aired for just 1 season, leaving viewers wanting more. With only 36 episodes, the series had a sense of perpetual quest, but no clear resolution. Chuck and Nancy never found the rightful owner of the magical rings, leaving their adventure incomplete. Several factors contributed to the show's untimely cancellation. High production costs made it a financial challenge for CBS to continue airing. Though Shazam had amazing visuals and a magical world, the lack of character depth, especially for Chuck and Nancy, made it hard for audiences to truly connect with them. Without significant character development, the siblings' adventures often felt repetitive and unfulfilling. Adding to the challenge, Shazam aired alongside iconic shows like The Flintstones and Spider-Man, which likely drew attention away from it. While Shazam had immense creative potential, it struggled with some storytelling limitations. The absence of true vulnerability for Shazam made the episodes feel predictable, reducing the show's ability to keep viewers engaged. Despite its artistic merit, the series never gained the popularity it deserved, and its brief run ended in January 1968. Shazam is now remembered as a cult classic, a beautiful yet underappreciated gem from the 1960s.
Danger is his business. Matt comes back in town.
Cool McCool was a secret agent unlike any other, a playful parody of the spy craze of the 1960s. The character was a mix of Dick Tracy, Maxwell Smart, and even a hint of the beloved Inspector Gadget. With a bumbling charm and an unexpected knack for success, Cool McCool was ready to tackle danger, even if he was often his own worst enemy. Airing on NBC, Cool McCool was the brainchild of Bob Kane, the co-creator of Batman and producer Al Brodax. The series put a comedic spin on the spy genre, lampooning iconic figures like James Bond, and the hit TV show Get Smart. The show consisted of 3 fast-paced segments per episode, for a total of 60 segments across its brief run. The main character, Cool McCool, was a well-meaning but hilariously incompetent secret agent. Despite his frequent blunders, he always managed to complete his missions. His zany escapades featured a rogues gallery of eccentric villains, including Hurricane Harry and Dr. Madcap. Communicating with his elusive boss, Number 1, through a hidden device disguised as his mustache, Cool's catchphrases like "Danger is my business" and "That will never happen again" became fan favorites. The animation for Cool McCool was produced in Australia by Artranza Park Film Studios, giving the show a distinct visual style. Though its animation was on the simpler side, the show's humor, quirky characters, and offbeat tone earned it a dedicated fan base. Despite its charm, Cool McCool faced several obstacles that led to its cancellation. While it attracted a modest following, it didn't achieve the widespread success of other cartoons from the era. Its limited appeal and lack of lasting merchandising or media presence meant it couldn't quite make its mark in the competitive world of children's TV. Moreover, by the late 1960s, children's television was evolving, with audiences seeking more sophisticated stories and animation, leaving Cool McCool's playful antics feeling a bit outdated. Lasting only 1 season with 20 episodes, Cool McCool faded from the airwaves, but it remains a fun, nostalgic glimpse into the lighter side of spy fiction.
6 drops of the essence of terror, 5 drops of sinister sauce. When the stirring's done, may I lick the spoon?
Created by Hal Seeger, Milton the Monster followed Milton, a lovable, bumbling monster brought to life by the eccentric Professor Montgomery Weirdo, and his assistant Count Kook. With his flat-topped head doubling as a chimney, Milton was goofier than scary, often causing chaos as his creators tried to harness his unique powers, like emitting steam when he got emotional. The show mixed horror and humor, appealing to kids with its playful take on supernatural themes. Despite its charm, Milton the Monster faced financial struggles, losing over $125,000 during its run. The rising costs of animation, production, and changing cultural sensitivities ultimately led to its cancellation after just 26 episodes. While it never achieved lasting success in syndication, Milton remains a fondly remembered oddball from the 1960s cartoon era. Well, that brings us to the end of our adventure through the 60s cartoons that didn't withstand the test of time, but have left a mark in animation history. Which one stood out to you? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any upcoming exploration. See you next time.